Mike Pence details plans for creation of Space Force in what would be the sixth branch of the military. You know, and I really do applaud the Trump administration in this case for finally focusing on the issues that are really important to people. I think if you go into the heartland and you go into a lot of the marginalized areas of this country that are struggling, and you ask them, what's really the pressing issue? The first thing they're going to say, our military is way too small. We need another branch. It really bothers me that there's only 5 branches. There really needs to be 6. And I think that 6th branch should really focus on fighting aliens. You know, I think we're due for another Area 51 at any point now. And it really bothers me. When the aliens are going to come, how are we going to be safe? I think that's what most people in the heartland are worried about. They're not really worried about, like, oh, I don't get paid a living wage. I'm working 3 jobs to survive. I don't know how my kids are going to be able to afford to go to college. I can't go to a doctor when I'm sick. I think they've got all that covered, you know. But I think what they're really worried about is when are we going to space? And why is the military so small? I think so. Way to go, Mike Pence. You got your thumb on the pulse here. So Vice President Pence laid out an ambitious plan Thursday that will create a military command dedicated to space this year and eventually establish a Space Force as the 6th branch of the U.S. military. In a speech at the Pentagon, Pence warned of advancements that potential adversaries were making and issued what amounted to a call to arms to join the military's dominance in space. Just as we've done in ages past, the United States will meet the emerging threats on this new battlefield. This is not an Onion article, by the way. This is from the Washington Post, which has the same journalistic integrity as the Onion. Well, actually, they have less. But they have less journalistic integrity than the Onion. But nonetheless, this is for real. Like, he legit said this stuff. I like how when they think about, when you're Mike Pence, when you think about the concept of space exploration, you don't think of it as, we're exploring unknown territory. We might form new alliances with new civilizations. No, it's a new battlefield. It's a new battlefield. This is why, if there are more intelligent life forms than us, which I believe, I want to believe there are. I really do. I think that, and you know, again, this goes into the realm of faith and belief. This isn't, I don't have any science behind this. This is just my personal, I hope this is true. I would like to think there are more advanced life forms than us out there that know who we are and are aware of us and are kind of monitoring us. And I want to say that these civilizations, they only make contact when civilizations have completely ended all war of any kind. Like, that's the kind of bar. They're like, oh, Earth, they still have war. We're not going there. Once they figure out how to end war, it's not that hard. You just make pot mandatory. It's not that hard. We figured it out a long time ago. Pot grows on our planet, too. And again, that's, you know, that's just my personal, I want to believe that to be true. The time has come to establish the United States Space Force. So the creation of this new branch of the military, the first since the Air Force was created. Oh, cool. Yeah, cool. Good job, Washington Post. Way to go. Yeah, I need your store ads while I'm reading your dumb article about Mike Pence. In the meantime, White House officials have been working with national security leaders to aggressively move ahead without Congress. Pentagon will also be pooling space experts from across the military and setting up separate acquisitions office. And President Trump tweeted, "Space Force all the way! And while we're at it, we're going to start watering our crops with Gatorade." And in his speech, Pence acknowledged the difficulties in standing up a new service, and said the Pentagon will create an assistant secretary of defense for space. How are we going to fight? How are we going to pay for all this? Is anyone asking that? How are we going to pay for this? How are we going to pay for this? In a time where income inequality is similar to ancient Egypt, we're talking about going to space and building a space force. Why? For war. Not for anything positive. For war. They consider it a new battlefield. Wow. Awesome. Good job, Mike Pence. Good job.
Get your news
on with Ron. Don't you wanna know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you wanna know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your news on with Ron.